All right, so just so a disclaimer today. All right, so all the information that's presented today is for general information purposes only, and no form of today's webinar should be reproduced or published or even circulated. All right, now TERRA Hill is actually the former fling park in Pasir Panjang. It was successfully on blocked by a joint venture between Hotline Realty and Sunway Development back in 2021 for a price of 371 million. Now in 2021 itself, at the point of en bloc, now this deal was actually described as the largest collective sales site sold so far back in 2021. So who are our developers? All right, who are the developers that actually successfully en bloc the former fling park and will be developing TERRA Hill? So now I'm sure many of you are familiar with Hotline Realty and Sunway Development, so they really need a little introduction. So Hotline Realty and Sunway Development, they have actually successfully completed a diversified portfolio of property development comprising executive condominiums, private condominium, landed housing, cluster housing, and even mixed-use commercial development. They are award-winning developers as well. So they have won numerous awards, and one of them is actually the BCI Asia Top 10 Developers. All right, so that's one of them. And along with that, there are two recent developments, which is key residences, have also won numerous awards. For example, the Sustainability Excellence Interior Design, and it also won the Best Private Condo Development. All right. And not only that, the executive condominium, which was also developed by Hotline Realty and by the developers, is actually Park Central Residences in Tampines. All right, it also won the Best Executive Condominium Development, and it also won the Singapore Excellence Award itself. So the developers are definitely keen to be winning some awards for TERRA Hill. So as an owner of TERRA Hill, you should you'll be looking to forward to TERRA Hill winning some awards as well. I will touch a little bit on the awards later. So as we go through today's webinar. Now, first of all, before I actually talk about what TERRA Hill will be providing for the residents and the layouts, some of the layouts as well as the site plan, I think it's important to actually be sharing a little bit more about the location and what can we actually expect within the vicinity of TERRA Hill. Okay, so now I must say TERRA Hill is actually in a very interesting location, in my opinion. All right, so if you see the map here, this is actually where TERRA Hill is. Okay, so first of all, TERRA Hill is actually located at 350 meters, 350 meters away from Pasir Panjang MRT. And right beside Pasir Panjang MRT, that will be Pasir Panjang Food Center. All right. I'm sure you would also agree that it's very rare to actually have a freehold development that is located so near to MRT. Most of the developments that we actually see that is very closely connected, or rather within walking distance to MRT, most of them are actually 99 years development. So TERRA Hill being a freehold development 350 meters away from Pasir Panjang MRT is definitely a development that you should not miss. Now, towards the north of TERRA Hill, this is actually the southern regions. All right, I'll be sharing a little bit more about the southern regions, like what are the parts that's actually connected and form the southern regions. And I'll just highlight over here for TERRA Hill, there will actually be a side gate, all right, that you can actually lead direct access to Petley's Road, and you can actually direct connect to Kentridge Park. So it's really like living near the nature. And not only that, all right, not only towards the north of TERRA Hill, you have the southern regions. Towards the south, all right, there will also be a nature park reserve development as well. So I'll share a little bit more on that. But still, the key transformation that is actually happening towards the southern part of Singapore is none other than the Greater Southern Waterfront. So Greater Southern Waterfront, this transformation has been mentioned numerous times by our Prime Minister during his National Day rally. During the most recent one, you would also have seen some of the developments, what's happening, and what is slowly taking shape within the Greater Southern Waterfront. All right, I'll also spend some time to explain a little bit, but I want to go more into what TERRA can actually offer you. All right, so if you'd like to understand a little bit more about the Greater Southern Waterfront, please speak to the ERA Trusted Advisor who has invited you to attend today's webinar. They will be able to share with you a little bit more. Now, prior to this Greater Southern Waterfront transformation, the last transformation that I can actually remember is actually the transformation at Marina Bay back in 2004, which is quite some time back. So when Marina Bay was also going through transformation, how does the residential prices within the area, how has it performed since the point of a transformation, or even before transformation to the current state? All right. So I'll just take a little bit of time to actually show you some graphs and some charts on that. Okay. So the first residential development that was actually developed in the Marina Bay during a transformation, it was actually the sale at Marina. All right. So if you can see, all right. So if you can see the photo on the left, this is actually the old Marina. All right, old Marina Bay, and I think many of us would not have expected that this is the new transformed Marina Bay itself. Okay, so what about the price? So what about the prices? What happens to the residential prices for the sale at Marina Bay? How has it performed? All right, how has it performed so far? So let's take a look. All right. Now the first residential development, like I mentioned, is actually the sale at Marina. So back in 2004. All right, the average per square foot was actually, or rather, at back in October 2004 when it was launched, the average PSF was actually $973 per square foot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure if you ever come across a unit at the sale at Marina Bay today, selling 973, you'll probably be like me, no second thoughts. You will go find the money and immediately purchase the sale at Marina, because $973 per square foot for Marina Bay is not a price that you can actually see in today's market. But if you were to recall back in 2004, at a point in time when Marina Bay was actually going through transformation and there was nothing, the IR was not up, there was nothing within Marina Bay, the sale at Marina Bay was actually launched, and for a 99 should be launching at $973 per square foot. You will agree with me that the buyers at a point in time would think that this is the price that no one would dare to enter, because it's practically nothing there. All right. But what about for those buyers who actually believed in the Marina Bay transformation and decided to put their money or put their investment into the sale at Marina? So how much would they have profited from then to now? And during this period, was there actually appreciation in price? Okay, so during at that time in 2004, as I was doing my research, I realized that the developer actually brought the development to sell it overseas, like in Hong Kong, in China, and a lot of foreigners actually believed in the transformation in Marina Bay. And I believe a lot of foreigners, along with Singaporeans, have actually purchased. And during the first phase of the launch, I think they picked up quite a number of sales. All right, so, but like I said, 2004 at a point in time, 973, a lot of people would be wary about entering the market. All right, so let's take a look at the trend analysis that is actually from 2004 all the way until 2023. Okay. Okay, now, so if you'd ask me in terms of whether you're buying this property for investment or at any point in time when you plan to buy your property, there are three key critical factors that I will actually consider even for my own purchase. Now, first is definitely the entry price. And when do I actually enter? All right, do I enter when the transformation is already over, or do I actually enter when the transformation is just at its beginning stage? So that is one critical factor that I will actually consider. Now, the second critical factor is also the period of holding. It's not a matter of besides how long do I want to hold the property, is how long can I hold the property? Whether is it a 99 years or whether is it a freehold, what is my plan for the duration of the holding? So that would be the second critical point of consideration, and also the lastly will be the exit. All right, in doing all this, that will actually help me in my investment planning as well. All right, so for example, if we take a look at the sale at Marina, all right, if you have entered during the beginning of the transformation back in 2004, when IR was only completed in 2010, 2009 within this period. So at 2004, when there was nothing in Marina, if you have entered into the market and you believe in the Marina Bay transformation, you believe in what the government plan has for Marina Bay and what is the eventual outcome of how Marina Bay will be like. All right, if you have entered into the market in today, you are a big winner. You are a big winner. If you can see that the prices for the sale at Marina Bay has never gone below the starting price, the launch price. So, ladies and gentlemen, buying into a property, so if you have actually missed, all right, if you have actually missed buying a property during the Marina Bay transformation, now you don't want to miss the next mega transformation in Singapore, which is the Greater Southern Waterfront. And I'm happy to share with you that TERRA Hill is actually right smack in the middle of the Greater Southern Waterfront transformation, and TERRA Hill is a freehold development. Okay, you will not be bounded by the lease because a lot of buyers that I've met shared with me that buying 99 years, they're a little bit more concerned over this period. But if you were to get a freehold development, all right, you can actually do it as part of the legacy planning as well. Okay, so what is Greater Southern Waterfront? Now, I'll just touch a little bit on Greater Southern Waterfront. What are the few phases of Southern Waterfront that has actually been announced, and those that we can actually find on the net or have been announced by the government? But definitely that is not the end of Greater Southern Waterfront. There's more things to it. There's more things to expect in Greater Southern Waterfront, and that will eventually form our exit plan. All right, if you do not, if you have an idea like I want to hold this property like maybe for 8 years, 10 years, would that be a good time to exit? All right, the phases of the Greater Southern Waterfront can be a very good option for you to determine at which point in time do you want to exit. All right, so let me just proceed further, and I'll share with you a little bit what are the possible timelines that if you ever plan of getting TERRA Hill in 2023. What are the few years down the road? What are the few phases of the Greater Southern Waterfront that you can actually plan for your exit? So what is Greater Southern Waterfront? All right, Greater Southern Waterfront is actually a transformation of the 30-kilometer southern coastline of Singapore. All right, so Greater Southern Waterfront is slated to be a new live, work, play, vibrant waterfront precinct, and of which it will be a 2,000 hectares of land that will open up for new opportunities. All right, so the development will actually begin in phases, the Greater Southern one, because it is going to be a long process. So it'll be going through phases. So one of the early phases will be the transformation, or rather the redevelopment of the former Pasir Panjang Power District. All right, the Keppel Club, Mount Faber, and a few more. All right, so I'll just touch on a little bit. Like I mentioned, I will not touch on everything, but whatever I'm going to share today will be able to give you a very good exit plan if you are looking to exit TERRA Hill maybe within the next 10 years. All right, it will actually give you a very clear mind of what are the phases, what's going to happen. All right, so this can actually form part of an investment portfolio as well. TERRA Hill can form part of an investment portfolio as well. All right, so like I mentioned, I'm proud to say that TERRA Hill, we are in the right smack of the Greater Southern Waterfront. Now, this is not the entire 30 kilometers southern coastline. It's actually a very long area. It stretches all the way to Brani area. So this is just the Pasir Panjang terminal itself. But TERRA Hill, we are right smack in the Greater Southern Waterfront. Okay, so the next part, which is very significant, has also been announced, is actually the Keppel Club redevelopment. Now, the land lease has actually ended for the Keppel Golf Club. All right, has actually been phased up. And if you have read the news, it's been reported in the newspapers that within this area, there will be a new residential precinct, of which there will be 9,000 of new public as well as private homes. Okay, now of which these 9,000 houses, if I'm not mistaken, it should be 6,000 public housing and 3,000 private homes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all the new government land sales that we actually they released by government, all of them are based on a 99 years lease. Government is no longer releasing any more freehold land. So the only chance of getting new freehold plots is only if the older freehold developments get en bloc. So the newer developments will all be 99. So for the Keppel Club area, for the 3,000 private housing, you should be expecting they are all sitting on the 99 years 99 years lease. So between the 99 years and the freehold, which will you choose? Which will you choose? You see, I'm sure a lot of buyers actually in today's market is actually moving towards the freehold. If I can land myself on, on a freehold development for legacy planning, for, I can hold it for long term. I do not really have to worry about the lease running out for the 99 years. I can actually live it. I may pass it on to my kids or my grandchildren, that can form a part of the plan. All right. So that's why Terra Hill being a freehold development is so rare. It's really so rare, and yet it's 350 meters away from MRT. And the next few lands coming out in Keppel Club, it will be 99. All right. So that will make Terra Hill something very special. All right, and something for investors or for buyers to actually look forward to buying in the future as well. All right. So this is the Keppel Club redevelopment. Now next, so this is actually announced in the last National Day rally. So you can see, like over at this part, you can see PFA, 3 city terminals over at Tanjong Pagar, Keppel as well as Brani will actually move over to Tuas. All right, they will actually move over to Tuas, and then they first, and then the Pasir Panjang terminals will actually move at a later date. All right, so this was actually announced and by our Prime Minister, and it looks like works are really beginning, and they are definitely moving towards the timeline, which is good because it has not been announced once the city terminals actually moved out from Tanjong Pagar, Keppel, and Brani. What will the land be used for? It is something for everybody to look forward to, because this will be future plans. This will be the future plans with the Greater Southern Waterfront. So so this will be very exciting. Now, if you plan to hold Terra Hill for a later period, all right, you might want to wait for the announcements or the plans for these areas, and if this development actually push up the prices even further for Greater Southern Waterfront, your investment in 2023, all right, you can actually hold it longer and bear fruit at a later stage. Anyway, it's freehold. All right, you do not have to be limited by the lease of the development. All right, so the next will be actually the redevelopment of the Pasir Panjang Power District. So this is actually the former powerhouse that has already been decommissioned. So according to URA website, it will be redeveloped within these 5 years, and there is a potential, all right, to turn it into a vibrant mixed-use lifestyle destination. All right, so within these 5 years, we should also be looking at transformation within this Pasir Panjang Power District. All right, and not only that, Terra Hill is actually located very close to a lot of nature. So if you are a nature lover, you would like to live near to nature, Terra Hill is also something that this is also something that Terra can actually offer, can offer you as well. All right. So I touched a little bit on the southern regions earlier. So this is actually a blown up map of what the southern regions actually constitutes of. All right. So this will actually link from Kent Ridge Park. All right, you will lead to Hot Park, Telok Blangah Hill Park, as well as Mount Faber Park. Okay, and like I mentioned, developer will be constructing a side gate that will actually lead from Terra Hill into East Road, where you can actually connect directly to Kent Ridge Park, and you can enjoy the southern regions immediately. So if you are a nature lover, this is what Terra Hill can also offer you. And not only that, okay, there is also plan for a new nature park network, right, which was centered at the Labrador Nature Park towards the south, all right, towards the south of Terra Hill itself. All right, so it will comprise of 11 sites, of which 4 are new parks. So you'll be able to connect all the way to King's Dock. All right, King's Dock. It's going to be a very nice area. So future residents of Terra Hill, you have a choice. You will get to choose whether if you want to use the southern regions or you want to go to this Labrador Park. But if you're a nature lover, this is what Terra Hill can actually offer you. All right. So not forgetting MRT, essential for whether it's for homeowners or if you plan to look at, or whether if you're looking at Terra Hill for investment, MRT is something essential. All right, for your tenants or even for your family members who want an easy commute to work or even to various parts of Singapore as well. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, Terra Hill is approximately 350 meters to Pasir Panjang MRT, and it's just a 4 minutes walk. All right, just a 4 minutes walk. So we are 3 stations to Harbourfront. All right, to Harbourfront MRT, of which you can actually connect to the Northeast Line, which is the purple line. all right, which is the purple line. So you can take 3 stops to Harbourfront, and then it will lead you to Northeast Line. You can also take 3 stops towards the other direction. It will lead you to 1 North, or 4 stops to Buona Vista, which you can actually change to the green line, which is the East-West line. Now, Circle Line loop will actually be is expected to complete in 2026. All right. And what is this loop? And what is this loop all about? All right. As of now, the Circle Line is actually not entirely within the circle. All right. There are missing stations here. So this, so the idea within the closing out of the loop in 2026 is you will be able to connect Harbourfront all the way to Marina Bay when it's completed, which also means from TERRA Hill, all right, from Pasir Panjang MRT, you are 7 stops, just 7 stops away from Marina Bay. You are just 7 stops away from CBD area as well. So if you are working around CBD, I think 7 stops, 7 MRT stops to work is definitely very convenient. If you are looking for tenants, all right, tenants who are looking at who's working around CBD, TERRA Hill will also be one of the very good options. Now, especially if they want to live away from the city area, if they do not want to live in downtown, like for example, Sunway, Marina area, they want it to be close to nature, TERRA Hill is definitely one of the options that your tenants can look at. Okay. Now, so just a quick touch also on the highway. So we are a short drive to AYE, and we are also easily connected to West Coast Highway. So this is West Coast. This is West Coast Highway. And a point to note: there will be a future road connecting from the South Buona Vista Road and directly leading to the AYE Expressway in the future. So once this is completed, the traveling time from AYE coming back to TERRA Hill might even be shorter. So this is actually where TERRA Hill is located. All right, so we've got MRT, and then at the same time we have also got transportation in terms of the driving. You can go to major expressways, so that's also possible. So TERRA Hill is definitely very easily connected to major roads in Singapore as well. Okay, so just a quick touch on the business as well as the potential tenant pools and what are the amenities around TERRA Hill itself and what it can actually offer you. All right. So we are probably about 3 minutes drive to Mapletree Business City. All right. We are also very near to Science Park. Okay. 3 stops to 1 North, and also the future 7 stops to Marina Bay, which is the CBD itself. Okay. And oops. Okay. So in terms of the amenities, all right, so we are 6 minutes, also 6 minutes walks to Pasir Panjang Food Center, which is just right beside the MRT itself. Okay, so through the side gate of TERRA Hill, you're just 3 minutes walk to Kent Park. So you can also connect to 1 North, and you also can go to Vivo City, and we are also a short drive away to Sentosa as well. Okay. Why is this critical? Why is knowing the progress of the phases of Greater Southern Waterfront critical for you? Like I mentioned earlier, if you are planning, buying a property, there's always 3 important factors that we're looking at: the point of entry, the period of holding, as well as when to exit. So knowing the phases of Greater Southern Waterfront, it can actually assist you to actually plan your exit. There's something for you to look forward to. It is not like there's no plan at all. You are just hoping for things to happen. But for now, if you're looking to invest or purchase in TERRA Hill, you already know what is going to happen in the next few years. All right, and that will be able to aid you in the planning of your exit strategy as well. All right, so I'll just touch on a little based on the phases that has actually been announced for the Greater Southern Waterfront. But as Greater Southern Waterfront continues to develop, when there are more plans that has been announced, all right, you can actually time your exit accordingly as well. All right, but I'll just touch on what we already know and what we can actually find out, or rather what has actually been announced by the government. Okay, so planning your exit strategy. So for example, in 2023, if you intend to purchase a TERRA Hill, whether for investment or own stay, all right, so we should be looking at something like in 2026, that's where the completion of the Circle Line loop. All right, we should be looking at the circle of the completion. Okay, So within 2007 itself, that is where PSA is moving the city terminal from Tanjong Pagar, Keppel, as well as Brani for 2027. It will be shifted to Tuas first. All right, this 3 city terminal will shift over to Tuas first. Okay, so what you expect between 2026 and 2027, that will be the launch of the residential at Keppel Club site. So like I mentioned earlier on this as well, the private housing that we are expecting on this Keppel Club site, high chance, okay, it's a very high chance it will be a 99. It will not be a freehold. All right, it will not be a freehold. Now, if we are expecting TERRA Hill, now we have not gotten the expected TOP from developers yet, but let's just take a time frame of maybe 4 to 5 years from the time of 2023. So we should be looking at TERRA Hill TOP probably by the year of 2027, 2028. But like I mentioned, this is just an estimate. It is not firm. We are still waiting for the confirmation from developers on this. But this is just for illustration. All right. So now, so what I want to say is this: if this land, if Keppel Club site, the private land has already been released, and if indeed in 2026 and 2007, because it's a waterfront living and the land sale is significantly higher than TERRA Hill, that can be your first exit. Because when the land is actually sold higher for a 99, and when developers actually sell it for profit, okay, and if the price is actually significantly higher than TERRA Hill, that can be your first exit. That can be your first exit. So potentially, you might be able to sell TERRA Hill even before it's TOP. Potentially, yeah. Like I said, we are still waiting, so there's no confirmation yet, but I'm just giving an illustration on this. All right. But if you plan to hold on the property a little longer, there's a chance you can actually wait for this city terminal to actually move out from Tanjong Pagar, Keppel, as well as Brani, and wait for the announcement. What does the government plan to do within this area? Are they going to build more housing? Are they going to be more private housing? Is there going to be more work area? You know, what's this area going to be? Because whenever there's a new proposal, whenever there's new plans within Greater Southern Waterfront, it will actually have a big impact on the price, on the nearby prices of the housing within the Greater Southern Waterfront. And like I said, TERRA Hill, we are right smack in the middle. All right. So these are and another thing that we already know is actually the redevelopment of the Pasir Panjang Power Station, which I mentioned. The URA did mention that the redevelopment happens within the next 5 years, and also by 2024, the Pasir Panjang terminal, all right, will actually move out. Okay, so very interesting period from 2027, or even like from 2026 to 2040. This period, we want to know what's the confirmation of the redevelopment of the Pasir Panjang Power Station. We want to know what are the plans after the city terminal has actually moved out from Tanjong Pagar, Keppel, as well as Brani. We want to know what's going to happen to the land over at Pasir Panjang terminal when it moves out. Because if there are going to be more housing, there's going to be more development. Like I said, if that's going to have an impact on the prices, because you purchase TERRA Hill at 2023, which is way before, which is in today's market, you are very much looking at the future. Because buying new launches, we are definitely looking at the future. We are not looking at now, right? Because when you are buying a brand new launch, we have to factor in the construction. All right, if you plan to stay, so that will be another 5 years down the road. So buying a building under construction or brand new development, like for example TERRA Hill, your plan should be easily like 10 to 15 years, kind of like a time frame. Which I'm sure for TERRA Hill itself, from 2023 all the way to 2040, you already more or less have a map of like what are the key happenings within this Greater Southern Waterfront, and that can actually help you in planning your exit. And ladies and gentlemen, Greater Southern Waterfront doesn't end when Pasir Panjang terminal moves up. There is a bigger plan for Greater Southern Waterfront, which we are not too sure yet. All right, we are still waiting for the government to actually release more information on that. Okay, so but nevertheless, like I said, TERRA Hill is actually a freehold development. You are not limited by the 99 years leasehold development, right? So TERRA Hill is a freehold, so you can really hold and enjoy the transformation, and yet possibly also enjoy the capital appreciation of your property. Okay, so I'll now go into the development details. So I will not touch on what are government plans. I'll go more into the development details based on what the developers have actually given to us. All right, so the project name, as mentioned many times since the start of this webinar, is actually TERRA Hill. All right, so the address will actually be Yew Siang Road. We are a condominium in District 5. So total, there will be 270 units, of which there will be 9 blocks of 5-story plus attic. And we will also have units that comes with private lifts. Okay, I'll touch a little bit more on that later. So in terms of the car park lots, we will have 274 car park lots, inclusive of 4 handicap lots plus EV lots. All right. So now it is again the car park ratio is like 1:1, which I think if you are aware, some of the developments that's very near to MRT, they actually do not provide 1:1. But yet TERRA Hill, the developer, is giving you a 1:1 car park ratio. All right. So the tenure of the land is freehold. So the show flat type within the show flat type will be, we will actually have 3 show flat types. One is actually the 2+30, which is the 807 square feet. We also have the 3-bedroom 1,087 square feet, and we will also have the 4-bedroom, which is the 1,894 square feet, which is the type DP1. For any of you that's looking at big units, all right, TERRA is able to offer you our 4 bedrooms at 1,800 over square feet. And if you're looking at the big 5-bedroom penthouse, we even have the 3,000 square feet that we can actually offer you. But if you're looking at not such a big unit, we also have the 2+2 bedroom all the way to a 4-bedroom and even a 5-bedroom that TERRA Hill can also offer you as well. All right, so I'll touch a little bit on how the distribution mix later. All right, so the architect will be P&T Consultant, main contractor, Straits Construction Singapore. All right, so M&E and T&S engineer as mentioned. All right, so the development feature, like I mentioned, okay, so development feature. So this is one of the awards the developer is actually targeting towards achieving, which is the Green Mark Platinum as well as the super low energy. So part of the targets or part of what will be offered within the development, which actually includes, there will be solar panel, all right, provision to actually cover the energy load for some of the common areas within TERRA Hill itself. There will be EV lots, all right, with EV charger provision. All right, there will also be energy efficient for lights as well as lifts. 90% 3 ticks for all water fittings. Energy efficient air condition, 5 ticks, and there will also be recyclable tube provision, and every unit will also come with a ceiling fan to actually enhance the natural ventilation within the unit. Okay, so this is the unit mix. Now for the unit mix in TERRA Hill itself, there will be 2 collections, namely Signature as well as Prestige collection. So for the Signature collection, we have the 2-bedroom, we will have a 2+30 as well as a 3-bedroom layout. And not only that, we will also have the 3-bedroom penthouse, the 4-bedroom, which will be about 1,300 over square feet. We have the 4-bedroom penthouse as well as the 5-bedroom penthouses. All right. For the Prestige collection, there will only be 2-bedroom types for the Prestige collection. So that is where the 4-bedroom, which is the 1,894 square feet, versus the 4-bedroom at the Signature, which is only 1,300 square feet. Okay, and we also got the 5-bedroom penthouse, which is the 3,035 square feet. So this adds up total to 270 units for TERRA Hill. Okay, so what else is installed? What else can TERRA Hill offer you? So this is actually the site plan for TERRA Hill. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see where are the facilities, if you can't see the unit number, and you want to know what are the bedroom types in each of the stack or each of the block, and you can't see from here, not to worry. All right, the ERA cluster advisor who invited you for this webinar will have the information sent to them soon, so you can always check with them, and they will actually be able to do a more detailed presentation with you. All right, and you can actually understand, like, for example, where are the bedroom types that you're looking at and what is the spacing they're looking at. So they will be able to share a little bit more information with you. All right, so for my part, so what I'll be doing more is I'll be sharing with you where are the Signature collections located within TERRA Hill, and where are the Prestige collection located within the TERRA Hill itself. Okay, so this will be 6 blocks of 5-story plus attic. Attic is for the penthouses. So this will form the Signature collection. All right, this will form the Signature collection. And the 3 blocks over here, will actually form the Prestige collection. So as mentioned, the Prestige collection will only have two bedroom types. One is the 4-bedroom, which is the 1,894, as well as the 5-bedroom penthouse. So each of the blocks will only have 2 units. All right, we'll only have 2 units for this 3 Prestige, whereas for the rest of the blocks for the Signature collection, it will there will be 8 units per level. Okay, now we call TERRA Hill as a hilltop home. So, and as you can see, the beautiful TERRA Hill is actually sitting on top of a hill. All right, so let me just show you a sectional view of TERRA Hill and how the entire TERRA Hill actually looks like. Okay, and this is also what the architect shared with us. So this is actually the start of the, so this is actually Yu-Xiang Road, so the entrance towards TERRA Hill itself. Okay, so you can see that these are all the basement car parks. All right, so you can see that the basement car parks are also like one level higher than one another. Okay, and according to the architect, from the foot of Yu-Xiang Road to the top landscape, all right, landscape facilities of Block 20, which is the highest block within the development, it is at least a 20 meters elevation. The difference is approximately 20 meters. So the further the blocks within TERRA Hill, you will actually be sitting on a higher ground. Okay, you will actually be sitting on the higher ground. So what about the orientation of the entire development? So how does it work? Okay, so as you can see from here, so the blocks are mainly oriented towards the northeast, all right, as well as the northwest direction. So the idea is actually to get the maximum view for each and every of the units within TERRA Hill itself, and also to minimize the west facing. And the block 20, 20, and 28 on the higher floor unit, you will get a glimpse of the of a sea view as well. All right. So the next slide, I will actually be showing the view looking towards this direction. All right, looking towards this direction. So if you can see, so the one that's marked in red is actually TERRA Hill. So this is actually facing towards this direction. So these are all the landed houses, low rise. So you are sitting, and because TERRA Hill is actually sitting on top of a hill, so so you might potentially get actually very nice unblocked view. All right, but this is just a drone view, but this does not give a true representation of the actual unit that you're buying as well. So this is just to let you know that the blocks, the flats over here are all the landed houses. So the higher the floor, you'll probably be getting an unblocked view as well. All right, so this is the artist impression for block 20, 20A as well as 20B. You'll be able to see a glimpse of the sea view right over here. Okay, so in terms of the facilities-wise, facilities will actually be split into 6 zones within TERRA Hill. First will be what we call the arrival. Second is the valley. Third is the sanctuary. We will have the alcove as well. The enclave. Enclave will actually be where the main facilities are. For example, the function room, the gym, the 50 meters pool. All right. And also the lastly will be the KO site. So like I mentioned, I will not be able to run through all the facilities with you, but I'll just touch a little bit on the concept of some of the facilities and also show you a little bit of the perspective. All right. So this is where the enclave is. So where the 50 meters pool, so you actually can see that we actually have a function room as well as a media screening room. So this is something that very interests me a lot. So whenever there's football game, whenever there's World Cup rugby, you can actually book this to actually share and enjoy a session with a friend. Or even you can actually use this media room as a meeting room as well. All right, clubhouse, okay. And another idea that developer is actually bringing to TERRA Hill is actually the gym and the social space. So this is like, for example, if couple, husband and wife, like for example, the wife wants, the husband wants to do gym, but the wife doesn't want to do the gym. So having this social space, the wife can actually be reading newspaper, reading book, while the husband actually working out. So they can still be together, they can still be spending time together, but doing activities within the same enclosed space. Something special because we never see a gym actually having a social space. So this is actually a very nice idea that's actually been brought up in TERRA Hill. Okay, so alcove is also something I want to brought up because I think kids will actually love this idea. Okay, so this is just an artist impression. So we actually have the creek room over here. So this is where a function room. So if you're going to hold a kids party, this is the best place to book. You do not want to book a function room that's near to the 50 meters pool. You want to book the creek. All right, so this can be act as a function room. So they can see for kids, right? They can actually be playing this slide. So they can climb up this, slide down, all right? And then they can walk to the end of this area. There will be another slide, all right? And then they can actually be hopping onto the creek. all right, hopping onto the creek, ending their adventure, and they can restart again. So not to worry, the water over here, as taught by developers, are all ankle deep. So kids, so they have to worry about kids are falling in, falling in, or rather, this is actually a very safe environment for kids to actually play and also to have fun with water, Okay, so I'll go into the floor plans. So I'll only touch on 3 floor plans. We have more floor plans, but developers have so far only released 3 floor plans. These 3 floor plans are actually the show flat unit within TERRA Hill itself. Okay, so I will touch on 2 floor plans, which is the signature collection, and I'll touch on 1, which is the prestige collection. So this is the 2 plus study. All right, 2 plus study, 807 square feet. Very functional layout. We mainly call this a butterfly layout. All right. Sorry, we mainly call it a butterfly layout. So one of the ideas is actually because there's actually no corridor, a very compact layout, there's no wastage of space. All right. So there's also a flexibility to actually convert this study, to combine this study with the bedroom too. I forgot to highlight this development will not be it's not a PVDC construction. It will not be a PVDC construction. So if you have plans to actually join this study and this bedroom too, you can actually do it on your own after collection of keys, submit the plans, and then you can actually do it. So one of the ideas that the architect was saying that you can actually cover this up, open this, and then you can actually have a much bigger bedroom too, as well as a study area. All right, so you actually have a flexibility to convert some of the layouts here as well. All right, so like I mentioned, all the units will have a fan provision. Okay, so spacious bedroom to fit a king size bed. This is as advised by the architect. All the master bedroom will be able to fit a king size bed. Okay, so the kitchen itself, there's also a flexibility if you want to enclose a 2-bedroom. Enclose the kitchen into enclose this kitchen. A lot of new developments, I think the 2-bedroom comes with an open concept kitchen, but for TERRA Hill, you actually have a flexibility if you actually plan to actually enclose this up. And something to add is 2-bedroom plus 3 comes with a household shelter. Okay, which is something that's missing out in a lot of 2-bedrooms in today's market. All right, so if you're looking for a small unit for investment, or if you are a single and plan to buy a 2-bedroom or 2 plus study, I think this layout is actually very functional. And I'm sure tenants or even residents will actually love this layout as well. Okay, so the next layout will actually be a 3-bedroom, which is a type C5. So again, this fan, there will be a provision of the fan for the unit. So now, this is actually the kitchen. So there will be a corner glass. So corner glass, and it actually allows natural lights coming in from the balcony to shine into the kitchen area. All right, so this is something I also like, which a lot of people are fearful that the kitchen is a little bit dark. So having this corner glass will actually allows a natural light to get into the kitchen. All right, so we have a very long kitchen workspace. Okay, as you can see, the very long kitchen workspace. I'm sure a lot of families will actually love having this. Okay, so the next is now the household shelter will also be fitted with a slide fold door for helper privacy. So if a private, when your helper is resting in the room, they do not have to close the main metal door. They can just close this fold door. They'll be provided by the developers. All right. So the toilet and the WC are all naturally ventilated. Okay. Within the master room, there will be an extra window, which again, if you can see, most of the master bedroom, you will only have windows on one side. Okay, one side of the bedroom as well. All right. So again, master bedroom, as mentioned, all right, master bedroom will be able to fit a king size bed. Okay, so I'll come to the last floor plan that's been released by the developer. So this is actually the prestige collection, which is the 4-bedroom, which is the 1,894 square feet. A very interesting layout. Let me just share with you. All right. So first of all the units comes with a private lift. So one level there will only be 2 units. All right. So it comes with a private lift. The frontage of the living room will be a good 6 meters. All right. Now, in such a situation, most of the developments that we see, we will have a living area as well as a dining area just within this entire frontage, but not for this unit. This 4-bedroom 1894, besides having a 6-meter frontage for the living space, we also have an additional space for dining. So the dining and the living is separated. All right, so you can really enjoy the space over at the living, a 6 meters frontage. Okay, so it will be ducted air conditioned for the living, dining, as well as the master bedroom for the type D DP1. All right, for the prestige. All right, so even for the master bedroom, all right, the wall to wall will be a 3.4 meters. Okay, you have a very nice walk-in wardrobe for the master bedroom, and you have a 5-sitting bathroom. You have 2 sinks, all right, and you also have a bathtub and a standing shower within the unit, within the unit itself. Okay, so there will also be an additional storage provision, all right, besides the household shelter, besides the household shelter. So all bedrooms come with ensuite, all right. So the junior master comes with a junior master bath, master bathroom, master bedroom comes with a master bath, and the other 2 bedrooms comes with a jack and jill, all right, jack and jill. So the again, the WC and the toilets also are all naturally ventilated, all right. So there will also be a slide door, slide-hold door for house's privacy. There will be a dry and wet kitchen, all right, for this bedroom type, and there will also be a powder room, all right, for this particular layout, okay, which is again very special. You have a powder room for a 4-bedroom, all right. Now, to a summary for Terra Hill, like I mentioned, we have not received all the floor plans, so please go ahead to to inform your ERA trusted advisor if you would like to get hold of the floor plans once they are released, and also to understand a little bit more. But let me run through the summary for today's for my segment first. All right, so Terra Hill, we are the first freehold launch in 2023. All right, we are situated in the RCR. We are District 5. Okay, we are right smack in the entire transformation. So I hope if you can recall the example that I shared with you for the transformation in Marina Bay. All right, if you have missed that, you will not want to miss the transformation in Greater Southern Waterfront. Okay, we are 350 meters to Pasir Panjang MRT. All right, and the Circle Line is expected to complete, all right, in 2026. We are well connected to major expressway, all right. If you talk about the leisure, recreation, so food centers, Cambridge Park, Sentosa, is all nearby, all right. Business, commercials are also within the vicinity. For example, Maple Tree. So for those who are working around the vicinity or plans to find a tenant within that vicinity as well, you know, I seriously doubt Terra Hill will be. I mean, you will have a hard time finding tenants because the businesses are all around. And furthermore, we are 7 stops away from CBD in the future once the Circle Line is actually completed in 2026. All right, and Terra Hill is developed by award-winning developer Toy Hub Realty, Sunway Development. We are in a good location. We are in a good layout. We are good design, and it is a good timing because we are right smack at the transformation, at the start or the beginning of the transformation of Greater Southern Waterfront. All right, so to end off, the target preview date is expected to be on the 10th of February 2023. All right, so please book your appointments with your ERA trusted advisor, the one who invited you to today's webinar. You can actually start to let them know your availability from 10 onwards, you know. From 10 onwards, let them take note so that when the dates and timings are out there, they will be the first to actually help you secure. And like I mentioned, you can also let them know if you would like to receive further updates, like for example, the floor plans or even the site plans when they actually been released by the developers. With that, I thank you, and I hope you like what I shared with you on Terra Hill.